Ukraine attacked Crimea again. Russian ship is targeted in the port of Sevastopol using an anti-ship missile. Russia's official authorities claim the small fire was put down quickly. According to the informations, a Ukrainian R-360 Neptune anti-ship strike on the port city of Sevastopol in Russian-occupied Crimea has reportedly caused damage to and a fire on board the Comuna, a submarine salvage ship with the Russian Black Seas Fleet that has been in service since 1915. Russian officials have claimed that the missile was shot down by air defenses, with the fire being caused by fallen debris that was quickly extinguished.
Вот только что мимо нас лег 200 метров, ракета ебала в пароход, вон, видишь, горит. Так что у меня сегодня второй день рождения, наверное, у нас всех. Вот такая вот херня, вот так мы работаем. Прикинь. Вот только что сейчас, блядь, как-то ебануло, блядь, прям рядом с нами. А вот Санек, который чуть-чуть не перепугался.
In addition to direct assistance from the U.S., Russians are very concerned about the confiscation of frozen assets. It's nearly the most important topic for discussion. Of course, Putin is primarily to blame here, not the United States. It was Putin who decided to launch a 3-day police operation expecting immediate success. It is his fault that for 3 years now Russia has not even been able to fulfill its political goals of capturing the Donetsk region. So all questions should be addressed to your own management, please. What are the consequences of the law on the transfer of our assets to Ukraine in the United States? In addition to the bill on assistance to Ukraine, the U.S. House of Representatives yesterday passed a bill on the transfer of Russian assets frozen in the United States. There are $5 billion worth of them there. This does not mean that tomorrow our property will automatically be auctioned off and poured into a Ukrainian black hole. Biden will decide on this. There's just a new option. It would seem that on the scale of eternity, $5 billion is not an amount about which one could worry much about. But if the U.S. president nevertheless decides to transfer our hard-earned money to Kiev, this will be a trial balloon. The entire European Union will be looking at our response under a microscope. After all, in the EU, our frozen assets are more than 200 billion euros. And they also want to transfer them to Ukrainian needs in order to ease their white man's burden. And if, after the precedent, they consider that the costs of such a decision do not open Pandora's box, then consider our money gone. Conversely, if they understand that the transfer of assets will hit these countries hard, they will adhere to international law. But in any case, I would proceed from the fact that we no longer have any assets abroad, and they will not necessarily go to Ukraine. Will this be the last U.S. military aid package for Ukraine? Ukraine's victory won't depend on that. Quick take by Joni Askala. Today's aid package provides Ukraine with a respite, as the next 6 months are expected to remain challenging. During this period, Ukraine will focus on mobilizing, training troops, constructing defensive lines, and awaiting the arrival of equipment and munitions. By the year's end, Ukraine aims to have the resources, including soldiers, equipment, and defensive lines, necessary to stabilize the situation. Ukraine anticipates being way less reliant on U.S. aid, viewing it as a more than welcome bonus. The outcome of the U.S. presidential elections will have a huge impact on the potential for additional U.S. aid packages. If Biden wins, it is likely that more aid will come. In the event of a Trump win, while the possibility of further aid cannot be ruled out, it is improbable. Relying on Trump to provide substantial assistance to Ukraine solely due to Johnson's sudden change in stance is not advisable. Johnson's shift was influenced by external pressure, and over half of Republicans opposed aid to Ukraine. Trump has been unsupportive of Ukraine. It is in the best interest of the entire West, particularly Ukraine, for Biden to win. However, Johnson and Trump's withholding of aid to Ukraine for 6 months has had a silver lining by compelling Europe to increase its involvement, which will be crucial in the future. The outcome for Ukraine does not rely on future U.S. aid. Instead, The country's victory will be shaped by Russia's failure to achieve its initial strategic goals. Nonetheless, U.S. aid could help Ukraine communicate this message to Russia more effectively. Ben Hodges, former commander of U.S. forces in Europe, on the approval of assistance for Ukraine. It may be weeks before we see significant battlefield effects of this decision, but the strategic effect will be felt immediately in the Kremlin, where they now realize their plan to wait for us to quit has failed. "We took Novomykhailovka," says the Russian occupier. However, he and his squad must leave immediately after the photo op with the flag, as it's too dangerous. So this is how the Second Army of the World took the village of Novomykhailovka, losing thousands of people killed and more than 300 pieces of equipment destroyed after months of fighting. Not much joy on his face.
Взяли Новомихайловку, ее покидаем. Вот этот парни, те, которые сделали эту войну, блядь. Вот так вот. Мы взяли Новомихайловку.
On the other side, Ukrainian army have recaptured the train station in Krasnohorivka, which is remarkable regarding the current situation. Kadyrov read yesterday's news and realized that he was about to go to the front and began preparations. Does it look like the stone is artificial and hollow inside? What do you wish him? I think he will read it or be told. By the way, news has recently been circulating in the Russian media that Kadyrov is a contender and may take the post of Minister of Internal Affairs of Russia. Another example of the development of canopies in the Russian Federation. For the end, high-quality satellite imagery has now been released, showing the before and after damage to an S-300 PMU-2 surface-to-air missile site, located at the 8th Tactical Air Base near the Natanz nuclear facility in the Isfahan province of central Iran, following Thursday night's missile strike by the Israeli Air Force, which appears to have totally destroyed a 92 N6E gravestone engagement radar and possibly damaged several other elements of the air defense battery.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.